job. I
He
mean,
did an amazing, and he secured a verdict.
yeah,
That was what his goal was. So to have all of
which
that
is, we
undone,
believe, the right verdict.
I agree. Yeah, but to have it all undone though by someone who really your only job is to guide the procedural steps,
Take lunch orders. Yeah, take the lunch orders.
guide them to the restroom and back into the jury room, and make sure that media doesn't, try to grab them or talk to them. So for all of that hard work and funds and public funds and all of that to just be undone by someone who really was just an ornament on this Christmas tree it's infuriating, but it is a chance for us.
Hey everybody, Crime and Cask coming at ya. Hey, listen, I like Will, folks. I like his newspaper, um, fitsnews.com. They cover South Carolina and South Carolina politics, and they cover all the crime, uh, and I think they do really fair job at it. This particular video is from their week in review, which I do like to watch. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. And what I guess what I'm asking, well, folks, this, and if he would like to have me on to debate it, I would love to, not to be adversarial and whatsoever, just to talk about the evidence in the Alec Murdaugh trial. Because Will says, and the attorney that he's interviewing says that they got the correct verdict. Um, I disagree with that. Uh, I know for a fact that if 785, juror 785, was not kicked off that trial, number one, you would have then four jurors going into the jury room, four of them, with a not guilty verdict. Now, you don't know because she was removed before she could get deliberate. You don't know if she could have gone in and persuaded the other eight to say not guilty, just to get out, move on, and have their cigarettes. You don't know that. So, um, that's one. Two, yes, the prosecution did work hard on this case, and as did the defense. Yes, it's a lot of public money spent. However, uh, you know, they spent it. And if they have to spend it again, because the clerk of courts, or as she refers to him as Christmas tree of a case, and she's an ornament, if they have to go spend that money again because an employee of the state tampered with the jury and Alec Murdaugh did not receive a fair trial, did not receive his guaranteed by the Constitution Sixth Amendment rights to a fair trial. If he did not receive those, money should be no object, and the state should gladly pay for it. The state of South Carolina has an additional $1.8 billion they just found. I'm sure they have the money that they could pay for a new Alec Murdaugh trial. The defense, I don't know where they're going to get their money at, but my point is, I don't know if I would refer to clerk of courts as ornaments and, lunch takers. They do a lot more than that. But I would ask Will, what is this evidence? Purely the evidence that you believe they, the jury, got the correct answer, which was a guilty verdict. Because one third, if 785 was not kicked out, one third of that jury would have walked into that room with a not guilty verdict in their hand. So it wasn't overwhelming. And when I tell you, don't wave that flag of, they got it right. And yay, because there's more to come. This fight has just begun, and Juror 785 has a lot to say. She's the iceberg that's going to sink this ship. Um, so I would love to debate the evidence because there's certain things that are completely wrong. Let's talk about Agent Greer for a second. Agent Greer was up there talking about the ballistics, and the American Firearm Mark Examiner's data is flawed. Where he said it was less than 1%, would have an error rate of 1%. That's wrong. It's 36%. Um, and you're going to put a guy away in life in prison because you think the ejection marks of a 300 blackout matched based off of some weekend uh, seminar you did with flawed testing data? No, I wouldn't. Neither would Juror 785. Or the fact that there is no possible way in time, speed, distance, and physics that Alec Murdaugh could have unalived Paul, reloaded, or chambered a second one, or just put it up. Then to put that 12 gauge down, pick up a 300 blackout, run at an angle of 45 degrees, and get to the spot where Dr. Kenny Kinsey from the prosecution said they had to be because she had simply on her, and shoot her these numerous times. There's no possible way. Down to she wasn't lured, down to the text information. We can discuss it all based off of the evidence. And I can go over in detail with the testing that I have done numerous times over and over and over and over again on the prosecution's timeline that doesn't ever add up. But if you believe what the prosecution says to you, then you're going to believe that there's overwhelming evidence. But you have to look through it, and the defense either didn't do a good job or didn't have the right experts there, or didn't go out and do the legwork that I did. But if Will wants to talk about it, I would love to talk to him about it based off of the evidence, not to be adversarial, not to say that whatever he's wrong, or I'm right, or I'm wrong, and he's right. I'm not there. I'm not saying we're going to do that at all. Just have a normal conversation. How two people should be able to talk about things. And maybe we agree to disagree on some things, but who knows? We're not there yet. Anyways, love to chat with you, Will. Love your newspaper. Would like to know what you think the evidence was that, well, certainly this is the right call. Guilty. Because I don't think it's there. See you. Crime and Cask out.